know those things, we can really help figure out what's going on.
Good question. Hey, Dad.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Are you ready for the question of the day?
Question? Well, wait, I got to answer that phone.
No.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
Ready, shoot.
This is a question that I've gotten on our Ask the Expert thing online.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I've gotten it several different ways, but the main way that I get it is something like, hey, is it normal for my air conditioner to be running, but my house doesn't get below 80, or my house doesn't get below X, whatever it is that they're wanting it to be? They can feel cool air, so people think that it's working fine, but the house feels hot, and they want to know why that is, what could be causing that. Is there something they can even do about it, or are they just stuck with it being 85 degrees all the time in their house?
Right.
So that's, I'm kind of molding several questions into one, kind of this a same theme of my air conditioner's working, but it's just not cooling enough.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Well, probably how I would first address that, and you know, we're in an industry that just about every symptom, anything that's going wrong, be it with your furnace, with your air conditioner, I'm hearing a noise, or it's not working, or what. There's always multiple explanations as to what could possibly be going on, you know. So we always have to kind of cover a number of bases. Now, I'll say the one main thing is, or not the main thing, but the first thing that comes to my mind is take a really good inventory of what is going on, you know, because many times people will call us, and you've probably heard me kind of go through a list of things. Well, is this working? Is this working? And so let me go through a few of those. First of all, if I thought I had a problem with the air conditioner, okay, I've had the air conditioner on and it's just not up to temperature, or, you know, it's not bringing the temperature down like I think it should. First of all, don't touch anything. Just leave it alone, okay? I don't want to turn the thermostat on and then back off again, or raise the temperature and then lower it again. You know, all those things can start causing other things to go wrong, you know. So first of all, let's just take an inventory of what's going on, okay? Don't touch anything, but just go to the thermostat. Yes, is it set on cooling? What temperature is it set at versus what is the room temperature? And you kind of specifically said you'd already figured that one out, that it's not the temperature that it's supposed to be. But that's great. I know that it's turned on. I know that I've got it set on 76, and it's 82 in here. So I know that there is a problem. What I would first do now is let's continue this inventory now. Okay, what's working and not working? Is the furnace blowing air inside? So if I go over to a register and just put my hand in front of it, is it blowing air? Is it moving air or not? The unit outside, is it blowing air? There's a little fan on the topper side of the air conditioner, but if I went out in the yard, it would be blowing air. I would see that there's a fan moving air. Now, it's good to know yes or no, is it blowing or not blowing? If you want extra credit, what is the temperature? So if I feel the air register inside the house, well, no, it's really cold, or no, it's lukewarm, or it's about the temperature of my hand. That's going to help you figure out what's going on. Same way with the fan outside is, yes, the fan is running, but if I put my hand up, what temperature is the air? Is it cool? Is it cool? Is it warm? Is it hot? What is it doing? But if you know those things, we can really help figure out what's going on.
So question, what difference does it make what the temperature of the air is coming off of the outdoor unit fan? Like when you put your hand over the fan, usually it's hot, but so you're saying that you could feel it and it's cool. What would that mean?
Well, a few weeks ago, we talked about how heat pumps work and how an air conditioner works and things like that. And here we're talking about an air conditioner. So what we're doing is we're we're transferring air in the summertime from inside the house to outside the house. That's how we make the house cooler. We take heat out of the house and send it outside. And so an air conditioner that's operating normally, that heat should be rejected outside. So you should be outside under normal circumstances. The air on the air conditioner should be hot. That's actually heat being moved from inside the house to outside. So there are times where I feel that temperature, and it's basically circulating air. It's about the same temperature as the air outside. And that tells me something, without getting too technical, that's going to tell me something about what to look for in a problem with the air conditioner or not.
Okay.
So, that make sense?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, if let's just say, so like a scenario that came in from the Ask the Expert, like this person said that in the heat of the summer, the air conditioner is not cooling below 80 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say?
Well, what I would say there is, this is going to sound self-serving, so kind of go through this little inventory of everything appears to be working. So let's say everything appears to be working, but it's just not quite cooling. Probably 80% of the time it needs maintenance. You know, it's a maintenance issue. We can have coils that get dirty out in the yard, and so they aren't as efficient as they are. They can't displace heat like what we were talking about as best they can. We could have filters that aren't allowing us to circulate air properly, you know, and that can affect the output of the air conditioner. So when it gets to a point where, gee, it's running, but it's just not cooling, more times than not, it's a maintenance type thing. And you really want that taken care of by a professional. You know, we're talking about high voltage electricity and refrigerants at high pressure, and we've got a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
And a lot of components that we can damage if we don't know how to properly wash something out and that sort of thing. So, but when you get to that situation, don't fear the worst. It's probably something very simple. You know, probably, like I said, just simple maintenance, and don't fear the worst. That, oh my gosh, something really expensive or really traumatic is going on, and I just soon avoid that. When you've got an air conditioner running like that, another encouragement to say, hey, let's get it looked at is it is probably using a lot more electricity than what it needs to for what it's actually delivering to you. So it's costing you money if you're tolerating an air conditioner that just doesn't quite cut it. You know, it's probably
so it's still running and costing you in utilities, but it's not running as efficiently as it should.
It's causing it to run longer than it should, which means my bill is going to be higher than it should, and I'm not comfortable either. You know, it's not cooling it down. So have it looked at. You're going to be money ahead every time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but then also, I know that we've shared before, if we're talking about the middle of the worst part of summer, an air conditioner is probably going to just run all the time. And you just want to maybe do some in-house things to keep the cool air in. I mean,
yeah, and it is common sense a lot of times.
Yeah.
But not to say that you shouldn't do a little inventory of your house to make sure you're covering those things. You know, I know one of the common ones every summer, by midsummer, you know, we'll have a complaint of the ductwork down in the basement sweating. You know, to the point of it's a problem. I've got water dripping off my ductwork, you know, and I'm storing, you know, photographs or something downstairs, something like that. And water dripping from the ductwork isn't normal. You know, it's never happened before. And you know what it'll be is something like a basement window that doesn't get used very often, but, you know, got cracked open in the early spring because it was a cool day, or maybe you were painting in the basement or doing something, you know, that you wanted some ventilation. And it's very easy to forget, you know, a basement window. is left open. But when we leave that basement window open in the summertime, and now we're in the throes of summer, oh my gosh, the humidity that it's an endless amount of humidity into your basement. And so it's
24/7.
Condensation is collecting on everything that's even remotely cool, and so yeah, so it's good to do a walkthrough of the house every year, just how's everything looking? Is it as it should be?
So to sum up, like if your air conditioner is cooling but not cooling it down enough, never fear, because it really maintenance will help that a lot by cleaning up all of the components. It's just going to run better, run harder, not harder, but just, what's the word, stronger? Maybe that's a better word.
It'll be so much more efficient, and it's going to save you money. It's going to pay for itself. So
and then also maybe walk through your house and just make sure that there's not a couch blocking a register and stuff like that, and keep everything closed up.
Yes, and another is like, I will notice this because I'm in that business, but you pull up to a house and you can look up at the second story windows, and the storm windows are open. Well, gee, in early spring you had those windows open, but they will leave them open, and that makes a huge difference. You're now going from what would be the equivalent of a double or triple pane glass to a single pane.
Right. And these things you don't notice it when it's 72 degrees outside, but you do when it's 100.
That's not a problem until it gets to its absolute hottest. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good. Well, that was a simple one.
So check those storm windows.
Check the storm windows. All right.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Dan.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope you thought it was useful. And if you have any questions or any ideas on topics that you would like for us to cover, anything you've been wondering about that you would like to get an HVAC expert opinion on, please leave a comment below and we'd be happy to make a video. Talk to you soon.